Hi everyone, how are you? This is a chill hangout, come have fun, as in let's talk, answer questions, and just chill together. Happy Friday. Well, my hat's disappearing. That was weird. Did you guys see that? Like my hat like disintegrated? There it goes again, fading into nothingness. That's so funny. So strange. If anyone has anything to say, please drop it down in the chat. Looks like we've got Ozzy. Hello, good to see you. Lewis, when did you start Orange Theory? Lewis, I started Orange Theory back in December of 2016. So it's been over 4 years, but unfortunately last year got totally cut short since we've been closed since March. So, but I've still persisted trying to be the best coach I can as far as, putting out daily fitness tips, things like that, the best I can, running my coaching. Aviron rower. So I'm actually getting my hands on the Aviron rower here really soon. So looking forward to getting a chance to review that. I haven't got a chance to, so I don't have an opinion. And basically, if there's a rower that you are wondering what I think about it, if I haven't made a video about it, I haven't got a chance to try it. So that's just kind of where we're at right now. So, but soon enough. Ryan Gore, yo, what up? It's good to see you, Ryan. Thanks for being here. By the way, guys, if you're interested, I've got a sale going on my ebooks right now. You can check it out over at my Training Tall shop. Let me see here if I can actually link that for you. I've got 30% off my ebooks, literally just for the stream. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try to stream on Fridays, drop a little sale during the stream as well. Here, I'm going to drop the link in here. You guys can check that out if you are interested, and 30% off right here, right now. So if you want to check that out, you can get your hands on any of my two ebooks, whether it's the 4-week or the 8-week training plan. Those are there for you on sale, 30% off right now. So I wonder if I can actually edit the title of this real quick. Let me see. The title, ebook sale. Save. Let's see if we can go back to this here. Okay, yeah. So, T-preneur says, what does training tall mean? Really good question. So, I say, oh, hey, tech guy. Good to see you drop by as well. So, what does training tall mean? So, training tall is this, just because I'm 6'8", so I'm pretty tall as it is, like as far as humans go. And originally, I was like, oh, I'm going to make my channel specifically about exercise for tall people. But eventually, I want to work towards doing that more. But then I started talking about rowing stuff, and I realized there wasn't a lot of chat about rowing. And so I got really into rowing stuff and just general fitness things in general. And so, long story short, like training tall became this mindset of more like, doesn't matter how tall you are, training tall is about like taking yourself above the average, right? So taking yourself like above kind of your average gym goer, your average fitness goer, your average thinker. We're going tall. So training tall is more of a mindset than like an actual like tall person thing, if that makes sense. So yes, okay, so I'm managing two chats here, my Twitch chat as well as the YouTube chat here. So I'm just going to be looking through, bouncing back between the two. Frank says, your videos are pretty cool. I want to begin rowing. Thanks for all the tips. Hey, Frank, you're welcome, man. And best of luck to you in your rowing endeavors as well. Rowing it's a journey, man. It's a journey. So wishing you the best. Glad you like the videos. Let's see. Master Cosmo says, dude, do you still preparing for a triathlon? No, so I have not been training for that, and that's really specifically just because it's been my fitness goals have kind of changed away from that. Like I really wanted to invest more time into, creating, my YouTube videos and things like that. Triathlon training really is like a huge time commitment and something that I'm not necessarily like, I don't feel the true desire to keep pursuing that right now. I'm sure that'll change later in life, but for right now, the desire is not really there. I'm just keeping up with my own fitness and trying to spread my love of fitness to others for now. So thanks for asking, though. I appreciate that. Let's see here. What's up from Australia? That's from CK Mitchie. Looks like over in the Twitch chat, C. Kincaid, good to see you. Tech Guy, good to see you. And Pie Man, it's great to see you guys. Thanks so much for dropping by and watching. I know it's a little different than usual. We're not playing any games or anything today. We're just hanging out and doing some Q&A. It is hot in this room. Whoa, freaking hot. Let's see here. Have you tried Apple Fitness Plus rowing? Ozzy, so no, I have not done that yet. I've heard mixed things. Mixed things about the Apple Fitness rowing stuff. Josh Crosby, who's one of the coaches there, he used to be an Orange Theory coach, and I know that he is actually, I know he's a good rowing coach, so I'm sure his classes are pretty good, but as far as in general, I don't know. Looks like Dapper's here. Hey, Dapper, thanks for dropping by. Let's see. Adam says, hey, Austin, how you been? Adam, it's good to see you, man. Hope you've been doing well since post row 20 business. I've been doing really well. It's just been a busy start to the year, honestly. Super busy as far as, with the rowing groups going. This has been the largest row 20 group that I've coached, and they've been a seriously amazing group. I've been trying to balance, putting out more YouTube content, doing some game streaming over on Twitch, just doing some fun new things here and there. So it's been keeping me busy. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, all right, like there's lots of stuff to do today. Let's see what we can do. So that's been really, really cool. So have really enjoyed that process. So let's move on. Lewis says, do you do any on the water competitive rowing? Not anymore. I used to. I rowed for 4 years back in college, and I trained for a summer competition 2 years back. You can actually find my vlogs for that with my training partner, Nick. We vlogged the whole experience from us training from the start of summer in a pair and then up to our race day and winning medals, which was really cool. It was a really fun experience, and the vlogs have a special place in my heart. They're super cool. Tech Guy over on Twitch says, have you ever thought about making a series for people who have been sedentary with everything 2020 keeping many of us indoors? I've made a few videos on that already, as far as I've been putting out videos like what are the best fat loss body weight exercises and then talking about how to structure those and put them together. So, I've been trying to put that information out there. There's just only so many ways you can articulate it in a way where it's like, it just has to get done. You just have to do it now. So you've got I put out the knowledge for it, tell you the sets, the reps, how to structure it, and then it just has to be done. So I feel like I've done my part in that regard, as far as the style of the video that I wanted to, make. So let's see. We got a lot of questions going on here. Appreciate you guys all dropping by on your Friday. Sorry if I'm turning my head to the side because I'm looking at my second monitor to see the YouTube chat. Actually, you know what? I might actually be able to change this real quick. Let me see if I can change my viewing screen over to my other monitor. As far as the style of the video that I wanted to voice off, though, I don't want to hear myself. Okay, actually, I can see this pretty well, so this will actually work. So let's take a look here at the questions. So we've got Edward says, I bought your ebooks. I have Concept 2. Is the Zwift, is there a Zwift-like app? So there isn't really for rowing just yet. There's certain aspects of that, Ed, as far as things like Ergata, which is a water rower, like their tech. They've got like a cool like racing kind of style, but it's not like in-person racing like Zwift can be. It's more of like people row, and then they digitally put you kind of on the race course, and you kind of go across. Viron is another rower that has that. On Concept 2, there's nothing really like that right now. Hopefully something like that comes out soon, though. That's something to look forward to, I think, for sure. Sarah says, hey, Coach. Cool seeing you on live here. Just about to start my day 19 workout on row 20. Thanks for being an awesome motivator. Sarah, you're so welcome. Sarah is freaking awesome and is is one of the current Row 20. Row 20 is my coaching group. For those that don't know, I run a coaching group at the start of each month. It's a 20-day course with me where I host live workouts and work with you as part of kind of this small, tight-knit group together with unlimited submissions for form review and things like that, basically to allow you an opportunity to really use me and all of my resources to help you be the best rower you can be. It's a super fun program. Have had nothing but just amazing experiences with everyone that's come through the program. So if you're interested in that, you can check that over at my website as well, trainingtall.net. For those that are just watching, because I know there's a few of us here, I've got a book sale going on right now. It's 30% off my ebooks. I'm going to drop a link here in the chat, and you can go ahead and click that link. It's already discounted, and the discount's going to end after the stream. So if you want to pick that up, be sure to do that sooner rather than later. I'm probably going to be streaming for about an hour today, so unless the questions run out. So if you've got any questions about anything, of course, please just ask away. It doesn't even have to be fitness related. It can be just opinions on things or what have you. Okay, so just let me know. Let's see here. Ozzy says, P.S. my name is Austin too. Thus my name is Aussie Boss. Oh, so not Ozzy, Aussie. That's really funny. Nice to hear from another Austin though. T. Panur says, wow, 6'8", nice. Yeah, it's so funny, T, because height on camera, you just can't, like, no one gets that perspective of how tall someone really is when they're on camera. Like, you just can't see it. Like, even when I watch myself all day when I'm editing my videos, like, and you just can't see the scope of like what it like compared to what you'd have to do if you saw me in real life, you know. Cameras really don't do tall bodies justice. But yeah, so 6'8". T says, also literally just got my Concept 2 rower last night. It's my first row today. That is so exciting. A nice shiny brand new Concept 2. That is so awesome. So fun. Looks like we got Zulim onto the Twitch chat. Hello. Just Row continues to knock my socks off. Oh, thanks so much. I'm so glad you like the platform. Just Row, if you guys don't know, that is my app. So I've got an app as well as a coaching program as well as my ebooks. My app is the most affordable way to access like rowing programs and stuff. For me, it's $11 a month. And you get 3 workouts per week added on. And there are 3 different styles of workout: endurance, build workouts, sprinty, high intensity interval, bring it workouts, and then more technique focused focus workouts. And I put out 3 a week, and right now, and they work in blocks. So they're 4-week blocks of training. So 3 workouts a week, 4 weeks, and each of the builds, each of the bring its, each of the focuses, they all progress off of each other. And so it's the only app that I know of, only platform that I know of that isn't just putting out, oh, fat burn, blah, blah, this, 30-minute, blah, blah, that. It's like this is actually progressive. So it's going to progress you. It's going to challenge you to really bring a lot of focus and intention to your workout so that way you get the most results possible. And with already 5 blocks of training up there, so that's what? 5 times 12, so that's 60 different rowing workouts already there, and you get 3 a week for forever. So, I mean, yeah, it's quite the deal for as far as getting access to that for just $11. So, and you get the first week free, and if you don't like it, you don't have to stick with it. And it also has over 70 different bonus rowing workouts, body weight, weight training, flexibility, mobility. So there's so much on that platform. I've invested so much time and effort into it. That's why you don't see a lot of YouTube rowing stuff for me, because I try to keep that very sacred and special and over on my Just Row app. So check that out if you're interested. Go get your free trial and see if you like it. Holy smokes, we got tons of questions coming in here. Pieman says, Zwift said they thought about adding in rowing but focus on cycling. I know, right? Yeah, I did hear about that, but I did hear it also got canceled. Oh, and it's Melissa. Okay, for Zulim in the Twitch chat. Nice, Melissa. It's so good to hear from you. Miss you so much. And hope all's well with you. All right, let's check out these comments here on YouTube. Literally just got my. Oh, we talked about that. Luis says, how do I protect my lower back from injury on long 60-minute pieces? Luis, this is so important. And actually, I feel like I can talk to you guys about it as far as I've got this kind of innovative idea that I want to work on potentially with an engineer or something, maybe, to talk about designing a potential seat on the rower that's different than your traditional seat. because I've talked about it in a lot of my videos about how important it is to sit forward on your sit bones, right? We want to sit forward, sit on your junk to protect your back. Like that's how we protect our back when we row. We don't let our hips tuck underneath us. And I got this new chair I just ordered a new desk chair, and it's it's an ergonomic chair, so it kind of rocks, and the seat on it is slightly angled like this. And I was like, what if you could design a seat for a rower that just, instead of sitting at like a kind of a 0 degree or 180 degree pitch, what if you just slanted it like 3 to 5 degrees? That slight slant would almost like force you to tilt and to sit forward more. And I feel like that would solve so many people's back issues. It would require, of course, a little bit more concentration on your lay back, considering that you'd be tilted forward. But I think that would really just help people sit better on the rower. And I feel like maybe like the ergonomic design, like you don't have to change that much. You're just changing kind of the pitch at which the seat sits. So I don't know, it's something I've been thinking about. Maybe that can manifest into something someday. But Luis, you just got to sit forward on those sit bones. Make sure you're doing lots of dynamic hamstring stretches before your workouts, and lots of static hamstring stretches after your workouts. It's how we're going to prevent our hips from tucking under us during the workout and in the future. So hope that helps. Rash Dude says, getting a water rower on Tuesday. That's exciting. Nice, Rash. Hope you don't get a rash. Get it? I'll stop. 300-pound Mike says, been dying to ask your opinion on the Octane row machine. I bought it before I'd seen your video on rowers. Mike, I have not tried the Octane rowing machine. Any rowing machine that I get a chance to sit on, I review and I make a video about it. So if you haven't seen any, if you search my channel and you don't find what you're looking for about a rowing machine, it's because I just haven't had a chance to use it yet. And I don't feel it's necessarily good of me to make full videos on rowing machines that I haven't necessarily used. I've done like first glances at things like the Phantom water rower from Sunny, just because I kept asking about like what's a good budget rower, and like I just wanted to give some advice based off of like an outside look opinion, I guess. So I don't know about the Octane rower. I don't know. If I can get my hands on one though, I'll review it and I'll talk all about it. But I can't just go out and just buy a bunch of rowing machines, you know. So Austin says, I like Josh and love what you do as well. Oh, you're talking about for the Apple Fitness. Great. Try to mix up my sources as I'm new to this. Totally, man. You got to find what works for you. Absolutely. Adam says, are you still using your Hydro primarily? I am actually. Yeah, I love the Hydro so much. Like I love the feel of it. It's a great machine for me to coach on. It's got really cool prizes and things like that you can work up to, like rewards for all of your rowing efforts. I'm getting close to 750,000 meters on that thing, which is really cool. I love that machine a lot. So I'm going to hop over to the Twitch channel real quick and see what's up here. Looks like no new comments. All good. All good. No worries. Doug says, hey, Austin, I'm glad to have this opportunity to join you. Well, Doug, I'm glad you're here as well. Your videos have been teaching and inspiring me since September when I first discovered you. Well, thanks a lot, Doug. I really appreciate it. I know I just kind of, I'm not like this big business or anything like that. I always just think of Shane from Dark Horse, right? Like he's got like his whole team of everyone all together and like he's very like all rowing. And I know I just kind of seem like this guy, but I really am passionate about it all. And it means a lot when people say like, hey, like your stuff's really helpful. So it means a lot. Thank you very much. Alexander says, already burned 2,000 calories on your program. Well done, man. Sweet, Alex. That's great, man. Congrats to you. Congrats to you. It's really cool. Cameron says, what rowing machine should I buy because I live in an apartment? So, Cameron, you want to be, it's tricky, man, because, best value for rowing is always going to be the Concept 2. Like, it's such a great rowing machine. It's so, so good. But, it's loud. It can be really loud. And so, in that case, the really good rowers that are also quiet are just kind of expensive. That's the tricky part, man. Like Ergata, the water rower with the tech on it is so good. Super awesome training program. Hydro's super cool. Both have subscription costs to them, which really mark up the price. But I personally believe that if you actually use them on a regular basis, they are well worth it. However, you might be best off with something like the Sunny Health and Fitness Phantom Rower that I mentioned, my best rower under $600, because that's going to be fairly affordable. It's going to be quiet, and it should do the job. So that might be where you want to start off with. Some people just choose to get a Concept 2, even though it is loud, just to say like, I need it, I want it. And if you have like maybe balcony space, if there's enough room on the balcony, you can take your Concept 2 on the balcony. That's actually what I did at my old apartment. So I want to check that out too. And once again, just to throw this in here, just because I'm just letting you guys know, I've got an ebook sale going on right now on my website. The sale is 30% off my ebooks. I'm dropping it into chat right now. Once again, the sale is going to end after the stream. So if you're interested, you can pick those up right now. 4 and 8 week training programs that teach you everything you want to know about rowing as well. So Ian says, what's up, Ian? Good to see you, man. Just going to say row 20 is awesome and highly recommended. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it. Steven says, how's Lanky Bieber coping with lockdown? Who's that? Is that me? Will you do any vlogs or podcasting? Be interested to hear more about yourself. Yours sincerely, Steven. Right now, Steven, I've got my hands pretty full with the different kind of stuff that I'm doing right now as far as my coaching groups, the stuff I'm trying to push out on YouTube, trying to do some stuff over on Twitch as well, as far as like playing some games and just kind of branching out to some other things. So right now, things like vlogs, I don't have anything really interesting in my life going on right now that are really vlog worthy. As far as podcasting goes, same kind of deal. I think there's just so much great podcast content out there. There's not a lot I feel like I can contribute to right now. And so, yeah. Oh, looks like we had a donation here in the chat. That is from Kevin, donated $5. Hi from Canada, Austin. Love your videos. Kev, thanks so much for the donation, man. That's the first time I've ever got a donation on YouTube. So thank you so much. That really means a lot. Seriously, thank you. Yeah, so there's going to be no vlogs really. However, I'm going to start branching into tall person, like, fitness stuff. So more specifically, tall people stuff, just to add to the variety, just because that is another thing that I'm really passionate about. Talking to a lot of tall guys recently about their, just the kind of experience of what it means to be in fitness when you are kind of above the average in height. Not just from like a biomechanical standpoint, but from, weight loss, weight gain, the psychological stuff that goes along with like your whole life, everyone may be calling you skinny or, there's just a lot of stuff that I'm really passionate about that I want to talk about too. So, yeah, so that stuff is coming soon though. So thanks for that. What's up, coach? Just wanted to say, it's Ray from January Row 20. What's up, Ray? Good to see you, man. Excited for our day 20 tomorrow, man. I hope you're stoked. It's going to be such a good time. And I hope you've got a good goal, ready to rock and roll for that. It's going to be great. Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. So, yeah, Lanky Bieber's doing good, though. Thanks. Yo, it's Zach. Hey, Zach, what's up, man? Love all the positivity and motivation. It really means a lot. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope to see you again soon. We still got to play some Smash Bros sometime, for sure. Mike says, just wondering if 10K meters a day, 6 days a week is too much. After a workout, the row is a struggle sometimes. So, Mike, I would encourage you when it comes to like, if you ever have this question of like, how many meters should I do a day? Is this many meters enough? Blah, blah, blah. It all really depends on what you're talking, like what's your goal? What are you trying to do? Is it like for weight loss specifically? Because if it's weight loss, you don't necessarily need to be rowing, a ton every single day. You can mix and match that with other forms of daily activity, things like, getting in your daily walking steps, things like that. In my upcoming ebook that I'm writing right now, it's called Strength and Strokes. It's actually a bodyweight resistance training plan with a rowing plan. All tons and tons of new workouts. More workouts than the original Row Your Fat Off books, but I talk more about the importance of resistance training, but also the importance of daily activity. And in that, I've got a bit of a conversion of converting kind of your rowing meters to steps per day. And so thinking about, with this aim of trying to get as much daily activity as we can, as close to 10,000 steps a day as we can, think of every 20 minutes of rowing as getting you about 3,000 steps or so. As far as like the actual distance in kilometers, well, I mean, I don't know, I should make a conversion chart for that as well. But if you feel like you're burning out, if you feel like it's a struggle to hit that distance every single day, because that's a lot of rowing, man. That's a lot of rowing every day. You don't want to burn yourself out. Like, you want to make sure that this is something that you can keep going long term, right? You want this to be sustainable for yourself. So just be very careful. And if your goal is losing weight, like, that's going to be way more about caloric control as far as your intake, rather than trying to see if you can row off more and more calories each and every time, right? Like, our caloric intake control can be much more manageable than burning ourselves out with too much rowing. So be very careful with that. So there's no wrong or right answer for like the amount of meters to row a day. Let's look at Alex saying, question, in your program, you ask yourself to beat your stats from last week, but I find it tough to track your stats mid-workout. What's the secret to keeping track of your splits mid-exercise? So Alex, I'm guessing you don't row on a Concept 2, right? You're probably rowing on a water rower or some other like Nordic track, something like that. Sorry, my throat's dying. It's one of those things that, Alex, you just gotta kind of think, you just gotta try to think about it and write it down right after the workout's done, you know? And I talk about in the programs on like Just Row, I talk like journal it down, write out as soon as you can. Some people go to the lengths of literally filming their screen and then going back and looking at their screen later, like to see where they were. That is an option. You can do it other ways too. I mean, you can keep your phone next to your rower, and then during like rest intervals, you can quickly type in, you know, your phone notes, 146 split or whatever. You know, like, there's lots of different ways to do it. I think for the most part, for most things, like, you can keep a mental counter of like, okay, I was around this pace. Like, think about it. If you were doing, let's say, minute on, minute off times 10 at 30 strokes a minute. You know, you row the first one at 152, the second one at 150, the third one at 148, the fourth one at 154. You know, it's just one of those things where you could be like, yeah, after the workout's over, it's like, I was around, you know, a 151 to a 154. Like, and that's kind of the general goal to be off of. It doesn't have to be so specific as far as beating your splits, beating your goals. So you got to find a way that works for you to help you kind of track those things. Whether it's mid-workout, right after a workout. Rowing really gets your brain thinking. There's a lot of brain work that goes on to successful rowing. So I hope that can help, man. Cookie Baker Sheila, good to hear from you. Says, Just Row is amazing. I'm so glad you like it. As someone who you went through the Row 20 coaching program and are now on the app, I'm so glad you like it. I'm so glad. It's also been amazing to see the overwhelming support for the platform over these last 2 months. I've had hundreds and hundreds of people join on to the app, which has been so cool to see. So your guys' support really just like means the world. Hopping over to Twitch real quick. Looks like Computer Robots says, hi everyone in Austin. We want to see some homemade cooking food, Hendrickson style. That is so funny. And Dancy says hello. Well, hello to you as well, Dancy. Computer Robots, as far as cooking goes, it's so funny. I've done a few of these on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, just at Training Tall. I post daily workout tips over on Instagram. So if my 1 a week, sometimes 2 a week videos on YouTube, if that's not enough dosage of me, if you want more, you know, you can always check out my Instagram because I post daily stuff over there. And I've gone live on Instagram to do some cooking stuff before, and everyone's like, oh, show us all your recipes. And it's like, you guys, I don't have a ton of recipes. Like, I just mix a bunch of stuff together every night, and I just keep this motto in mind. It's like everything for most meals, for most things I put in my body, revolve around whole plant foods in one way or another. So, you know, the base, the main starch of the dish is either going to be rice or potatoes for the most part. You know, there's always going to be some sort of beans, lentils, or tofu in there some way or another, whether it's lentil pasta or, you know, just cut up tofu that is on its own. I don't even marinate my tofu because I just add a bunch of spices at the very end, and always mixing, you know, the main starch with kind of the main protein source with a whole variety of different vegetables, mainly onions, garlic, and greens. Things like peas are really good too. And then I just add on a bunch of spices, you know, like spices, like what are the really good ones for you that add a bunch of health benefits as well as being tasty. Turmeric, ginger, black pepper, black cumin seed, normal cumin, nutritional yeast, all these spices that really can add a lot of flavor and fun to what you're cooking. That, and you find some good sauces that you like. One of my favorites, one of the ones I recommend the most, being just traditional sriracha sauce, because it's 0 calories, but it's a nice chili pepper sauce. Adds great flavor without being a lot of calories too. That's like literally what I eat every night, is some mixtures of all that stuff. And you know what? My mouth is watering just thinking about it. Absolutely love it. So thank you guys for all these comments too. Let's keep it rolling here. Tim Lee says, "Hey coach, what is the average speed time 500 meters in your coaching group?" So, Tim, that's a really tough question to ask, because in my Row 20 coaching program, we've got people from all walks of life, different ages, and different experienced backgrounds. I've had 14-year-old juniors that are training in rowing join the program, and I've had people as old as 70 years old join the program as well. People that are, very, very overweight, individuals that are fit and like really fit CrossFit athletes. I've had everyone in between. And so it wouldn't be fair to have like here's what the average pace is, because also we have so much variety in the workouts. It's not a competition. The program is not a competition. There's no winners or losers or anything. It's about you doing self-improvement in a small group setting. And so it's more about kind of you keeping to yourself and you doing the workouts kind of as I prescribe them to the best of your ability. It's really something that you have to like experience to understand, but just know that it's not a competition. It's not about seeing who's the fastest or the slowest. And I kind of get on people about that too. It's like, if you want to be competitive, sure, but there's no comparing yourself to others in this program. It's all inclusive. It's the best program for true beginners, people that are just getting their rowing machines, because you get to learn firsthand from me in person every day the proper habits, the proper technique, the stuff that's going to help you row well right away. But it's also been a great program for everyone on the far end of the spectrum too, people that have been rowing for a long time and have these old habits that they need to break. It's truly a one-of-a-kind of experience. So it's awesome, man. It's awesome. And yeah, so that's what I have to say about that. Donald, what's up, man? Good to see ya. How come you get to work out in an empty gym? I'm afraid to go into one. I'm so lucky, buddy. It's almost been a year since I've been in the gym. I'm so lucky. Yeah, I am very lucky. So, when it comes to being in a gym setting, the most important thing is I just put on my mask and I disinfect and everything that like is around me, And when it comes to getting sick too, if you've got your mask on, you're not going to be spreading anything to anyone. The biggest issue I think a lot of people have is this just natural habit of touching our face, of kind of rubbing our face with our hands. It's such a bad habit that is so subconscious, but is one of the easiest ways to get you sick. And I am lucky because my dad instilled this into me very early on in my life about the importance of not touching your face. And like that has, you see me scratching my nose and stuff here, but you'll notice I'm not using my fingers. I'm using the back of my wrist, which doesn't touch anything. I'll use my shirt, things like that. It's all about, not touching your open orifices with like infected hands and things like that. Like I don't personally find gym spaces that frightening, because you wipe down what you use, you don't touch your face, you finish at the gym and you go beeline to the bathroom and you go wash your hands, and then you're done. And then you go home and you touched your phone while you're at the gym. You didn't wash your phone, so you go home, you take a disinfectant wipe, you wipe down your phone, you wipe down your keys while you're at it, and then you go and wipe down your keyboards, and like you eat a good diet and you get enough sleep and things tend to work out okay. Gym spaces are not the most threatening environments in my opinion, especially as long as everyone's wearing their masks. So Adam says, I'm a few weeks out for my marathon row. Adam, right on, man. Yes, I know you're training for that. I'm looking at around 3 hours on the rower. That is a beast of a goal, man, but I think you can absolutely do it. As far as fueling while rowing, that's a really good question, Adam, because 3 hours really is kind of that pinnacle of where, your body is going to kind of want a little bit of extra stuff to work on. I would probably recommend something like an energy drink, so something that you can kind of sip on, like if you need to grab a quick sip, like on some recovery strokes or whatever. That's probably your best bet. I wouldn't recommend eating anything, I don't think, for a row like that. You know, you don't want any cramps or anything like that to happen. So you might want to sip on like a Gatorade or some other sort of sweetened beverage to help you throughout, give you some extra those intra workout carbohydrates, intra workout calories to help like kind of power you through. But you're not going to need that until like the 2-hour mark in. You know, your body's going to be working off of its stored glycogen and its own fat metabolism. So something to just maybe keep by your rower. That's a really good question, though. Hope that helps. Checking over back on Twitch real quick. Computer Robot says, since you're in lockdown, I guess in California, would you go see your friends and go to restaurants secretly without anyone knowing because you're tired of the food at home? There's no secret about it. I've gone out to eat at restaurants. They all have outdoor seating here in California right now. So, like there's no secret there. And I've gone out to restaurants quite a few times. So, yeah, but they're all outdoor seating stuff. So I don't feel like I'm breaking the rules or being secret about anything. So, Dan from Row 20 December. Oh, what's up? Okay, Dan, that's Dan C. Awesome, man. Awesome. It's good to hear from you. Pieman says there is a place for competitiveness too. Yeah, there in the program. Yeah, there is. There always is. But I don't want the biggest misconception with my coaching program is that it's some sort of competition, and it's not. Guys, as I was hunching so much, now my head, I was like sinking out of the frame. Now I'm in the frame. Yeah, it's just because it's not supposed to be a competitive program, or like that's not the draw of it, basically. And Dan says, Austin, I'm taking part in the Orange Theory Transformation Challenge. What do I need to do to reduce body fat? So if anyone here is part of the Orange Theory Nation, and you're taking part of the Transformation Challenge, my biggest tip for you is to start making the positive changes. Just very, very small changes over the course of the days. Because a lot of people, when they join some sort of challenge, maybe you've been in this position before, right? You join some sort of fitness challenge or some sort of something, and all of a sudden you make these massive, drastic changes to your life, and like then you burn out or you get hurt or something like that. Like there's no need to make huge changes to things right away. The most priority for things is to make sure you get in if you're doing Orange Theory, your 4 workouts a week is what I'd recommend. You're prioritizing your sleep. Because when you don't sleep enough, your hormones get all out of whack and it becomes more and more challenging to lose body fat. It becomes extremely, extremely difficult. And so, like you need to get enough sleep, 6 to 8 hours. Prioritize that. That is more important than any other workout thing that you do. With that in mind as well, to start reducing body fat is to eat more food, but eat less calories. Now, I want you guys to simmer with that. Simmer with me for that here for a second. Eat more food, but eat less calories. Remember, our food intake, when it comes to losing body fat, you can't break the physics of calories in, calories out, no matter what your macros are, no matter what anyone tells you, you can't break that physics. So how do we manipulate the physics of calories in, calories out to allow us to eat more food, but eat less calories? It's about reducing your intake of high calorie dense foods and increasing your intake of low calorie dense foods. Remember, with things like, with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, foods like that, they're so packed full of water and fiber that there's so much volume to the food that there's not a lot of calories built into that. For example, 2,000 calories of strawberries is 44 cups of strawberries. And if you filled your stomach with 44 cups, you'd have to fill your stomach 11 times. And that's 2,000 calories. Like, could you eat 11 full meals of strawberries? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to go eat 44 cups of strawberries. I mean, I love strawberries as much as the next person, but you probably couldn't physically fit all that down. My point is, when you reduce your intake of like drier foods, like I'm thinking things like, jerkies and cheeses and trail mix and things like that, these foods that are really dry and really packed full of meat packed full of fat and high calories. Like that really, it doesn't take a lot of those foods to be a lot of calories and you still feel hungry, right? And so that's my biggest recommendation. More intake of low calorie dense foods, less intake of the high calorie dense foods. Okay, so that's what I hope that can help you out. Back to YouTube here, and once again, thanks for all the comments here, all the participation. It's great over Twitch and on YouTube. We got 60 people watching. Happy Friday, everybody! Oh, you guys make me so happy. So let's see here. Ed says, I did Orange Theory in the first quarter of 2020. Nice, and we did rowing with intervals of getting off the rower and doing squats. Yep, that's a very common thing. And I don't see many workouts online that are similar. You know, that is a good point, Ed. There are a few things like Row House, and I believe iFit, they have a lot of things that are like that as far as like on and off the rower exercise row stuff, which is totally a cool way of training. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Personally, I prefer more of like, if you're on the rower, let's do some rowing. And if you're not on the rower, let's do some not on the rower stuff. That's just me personally. But there's nothing wrong with that style of training. So Joe says, I just wanted to say I absolutely love all your videos and workouts. Oh, thanks, Joe. You are super motivational, hoping to sign up for your program with my knockoff concept too. Joe, absolutely, man. I've had lots of knockoff concept 2 rowing people come through the program. Absolutely works for you, and I would love to have you on board. Would love to work with you personally, because that's what's great about the program is I get to really know you as an individual, and we can work all together to improve our rowing. So I would love to have you there, and just hit me up if you ever have any questions for things like that. So let's see here. We got more and more questions. Call it the concentration row. I can't remember what we were talking about. El Gooch. Where are you from? I'm from Sacramento, California, but I was born in Denver, Colorado. So Steve says, love your vibe. You're like my 6'7" friend. He's also a friendly giant. Yeah, you know, a lot of us tall guys, we're just nice. We're gentle giants. Some guys are maybe not so nice guys. Maybe more tall guys than not are nice guys. No, more tall guys are not nice guys, I would think. There's something like I think that can like. Sometimes there's an ego attached to being tall. I mean, there's a lot of really good benefits about being tall, but some people take that a little too far, if you know what I mean. Adrian from row 20, from checking in from Cambridge. Adrian, it's good to hear from you, man. So great that you got a chance to come through the row 20 coaching program. Hope you've been doing well since then. El Gooch says, if I had to sum up Water Rower Club, what would you say? The Water Rower Club, as in like the rowing machine itself, it's a fine rower. The monitor on it is pretty basic, but they've got the Smart Rower Tech, which I believe is an app or an attachment. I still need to look into exactly what it is that you can use to help you get better analysis of your results. But the standard monitor that water rowers come with are pretty weak for the price point, in my opinion. So. Oh, and Alex donated $3. Thank you so much, man. It didn't pop up, and I'm just scrolling through the chat. Alex, I really appreciate the $3 donation. Thank you so much. That is my second donation I've ever gotten on YouTube, and that really means the world. So, again, shout out to Kevin for that $5 earlier, and Alex for the $3. Thank you so much. And the fist bump, little sticker that came with it. So Daniel says, or Master Costco says, do you like to swim? So Master Costco, this is actually, I'm really bad at swimming. I got short again, everyone. I got tiny again. I've never really learned how to swim. I learned how to not drown. Like I can paddle around, but I never learned like the technical aspects of swimming before. And so this was 2 years ago was kind of the first time I ever got into a lap pool. And man, swimming is tough. And it was great though, but because it put me into this perspective of how I think a lot of people think of me with, or like how I picture rowing, where I think of rowing as very much like rowing is so second nature to me now. I don't even think about it. But I'm sure a lot of swimmers would think the same thing as well. Like swimmers would, people that swam for a long time like this, oh yeah, you just do this, it just happens. But it's like, there's so much concentration that goes into it, at least how I feel. So swimming's intense. I did enjoy it though when I was trying for it, and I can't wait to get better at it later in life. I'm really going to. Princess Bella Beauty Channel says hi. Well, hello, Bella. Thanks for dropping by. I see you at the gym, but you probably don't know me. What the? That's so funny. Yeah, who's this? That is hilarious. You should come say hi at the gym. You should say hello. I would love to meet you sometime. That is so funny. Brian says, any specifics for active recovery days? How many minutes, strokes, stroke rate, split per 500? So, Brian, good question. However, we have to remember, everyone, that your split per 500 meter, that's telling you what to do for that would be the same as if telling someone how fast to run on the treadmill. Would you ever go tell grandma to start running at 9 miles per hour on the treadmill right away if she's never done that before? Some people can hold 9 miles per hour no problem. So who's right? Which split is right? Which speed is right? There's no correct answer to it. It's all completely relative to you and your fitness. For instance, someone like me who has had a ton of experience rowing, my active recovery split per 500s for some people are people's like maximum efforts. I'm not showing off. I'm not trying to brag with that. It's just how it is. Body height, experience level, age, athletic level, body fat percentage, body weight, like all of this stuff really plays into what is the right split for you. I've done a whole video on this on YouTube too. You should check it out. I think it's what's the best rowing speed or something like that. Check it out. I go into a little bit more detail, like looking at the world records. It's like, okay, well, why is the 80-year-old world record so much slower than the 20-year-old world record? Does that mean the 80-year-old is slow? Well, no, they're the world record holders for their speed, for what they're capable of. And so as far as like a stroke rate goes, though, that I can give you a little bit more info on that. I mean, you can keep your stroke rate a little bit more between like 18 and 22 is usually a good active recovery pace, in my opinion. As far as minutes go, anywhere between 10 and 40 minutes, maybe. You can take that up to an hour or more if you want to. I mean, professional rowers row for 30,000+ meters a day, and most of their rowing is active aerobic style rowing, and they'll just row for hours and hours and hours. So it all really depends. But I hope that makes sense, Brian. Thanks for your question. Let's see. Ray says, guys and gals, I highly recommend Coach Austin's Row 20 class. Oh, thanks, man. I've been rowing on a Concept 2 for 3 years now, and Austin's class has helped me so much. Row 20 is awesome. Sign up now. Oh, thanks, Ray. I'm glad, man. It's one of those things where I try to take that perspective of an outsider looking in, and you see the program, and you're like, what is this, though? Like, is this worth it? So it really means a lot to hear things like that. So thanks for sharing that, man. Brian says, thanks, you are funny and an inspiration for all. Well, thanks, Brian. Appreciate you, man. Guys, I'm going to drop the link to my on-sale ebooks right now. Ebooks are on sale, 30% off until the stream ends. So if you want to grab those, be sure to go do that now. Just dropped a link down in the YouTube chat. Also drop it into Twitch chat. I might as well do that as well. So there you go. Now let's continue on with these questions here. Thanks again for submitting all of these. Looks like we're getting towards the end of them, though. 2 subs says, what's up, gamers? What's up, 2 subs? Ari Mason says, thanks for your bright spirit and good ideas. I recently plunked down the money on my own rowing machine, and it has changed my life. Your tips are so solid and fun. Mason, way to make that plunge, man. Investing in yourself can be very, very intimidating at first, as far as just making that commitment, Spending money, that's kind of tough when it's not for something that you're going to necessarily see an immediate result on. So I'm really glad the tips and videos have helped you out. Congrats to you and your progress so far. You know what it's all about now, right, man? Consistency, right? Show up, keep trying to learn. Well done. Great to hear. Mike says, thank you, Austin, for answering my question. And in depth, I'm 60 years old and row for cardio. I'm a novice. 6 years into rowing. All my experience is from your videos. Maybe time to sign up for your class. Mike, you're perfect for the class, man. You're perfect for the class. It's going to help you really get a better understanding of all of these big fundamentals with rowing and like where to go and how to move your body efficiently. You should check it out, man. You'd love it. By the way, anyone who does my course and doesn't like it, I'll just refund you. I have no problem with that because I believe in it that much. Jason says, if only people were always that clean. Oh, are we talking about the about like wiping your hands after the gym? Yeah, I'm shocked at how many people don't wash their hands after going to the gym. Are you one of those people? Be honest with me, right? Like, you got to wash your hands after the gym, guys. Like, you just touched a bunch of stuff. Then you're going to touch your steering wheel and your car and your keys and your phone, and you're going to pick your nose without even realizing it, and then you get sick, It's just like, wash your hands. You just got to wash your hands, Krista says, love your videos. Well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate you. Jason says, is there cheesecake? Not in the class, no. That's kind of a high calorie dense food, huh? Speaking of the calorie density on the foods. It's funny. Tim Lee says, Coach, for the people who live in Europe, what time to start the coaching group every day? GMT -5. I've had a lot of people from UK, from Germany, from Italy, Switzerland. I've had a lot of people join from across the world into my coaching program, and I don't know the specifics, but it's 7 a.m. Pacific time. 7 a.m. PST is when the live workouts are. However, the workouts are always saved to the group page, and usually about 40% of the group can actually make it to the live workouts, and the other 60% just watch it later in the day or stay in the day after team, which happens every time. So either way, they're always there for you. And all the workouts in the program, everything stays open to you for forever. So once you sign up and you go through all the workouts, all those workouts you have access to, all the resources for forever. And you get my ebooks for free at the end of the program too. So Steve says, I'm 6'4". So I'd say any guys above that don't have much to prove since they're built like those trees in Lord of the Rings. That's funny, man. Yeah, we are like those trees, aren't we? Yeah, it's tall guy fitness is interesting, for sure. Steve says, which is more difficult in your opinion skill-wise between swimming and basketball? Most definitely basketball, I would think. I think with swimming, there's a lot less... with basketball, there's so much kind of in the moment... what's it called? Not intellect, but you need to be really on it. Or not on it. I don't know how to see. This is why I make videos and spend all my time editing them, so I can cut out all my gibberish that doesn't make any sense. Intuitiveness? Is it intuitiveness? It's like an RPG skill usually too. Cunning? Cunning, maybe. Like you need to have cunning in basketball. You need to be able to make decisions in the moment, whereas with swimming, I mean, I'm not a swimmer, but from an outsider's perspective, it very much looks like you always have a game plan and you try to execute the game plan, and that's kind of just how it is. So, Alistair says, are magnetic rows good enough for a cardio workout? Alistair, yes, they technically can be. However, with those rowers, I think they have a big turnover rate as far as people can use them for a few workouts, but because they tend to lack the true rowing motion, a lot of the cheap magnetic rowers tend to lack the metrics, the numbers, the important metrics that are necessary to help progress you forward and keep you engaged. Like engagement is key because you need to be able to come back for more and be consistent. That's how you're going to see results. And I think magnetic rowers, the cheaper ones, have a lot of turnover rate. People use them for a couple times and then they just sit in the corner in the shelf because they just don't. There's not enough to really go along with them, if that makes sense. So, Humper Nick. Well, I'm gonna drink some water. Have I ever used the Spirit something water rower? If so, is it a good machine? Have no idea. Anytime I've used a rowing machine, I've made a video on it. So any rower that I ever get a chance to use, you will see a video for it. So I don't know. Sorry, I can't be more help there. If anyone ever wants to send me a rowing machine, let me know, and then I'll review it. I know, I'm not kidding, but don't send me, I mean, you know what I'm saying. I just can't go buy all these rowing machines, you know. Krista says, I bought a rower a few months ago. To be honest, I don't even use the screen. I put on your videos and follow your directions. You're very clear and concise. Oh, thanks, Krista. Well, I'm glad that my videos can be good for follow along like that. I think using the numbers, like getting used to seeing those, can be really helpful as far as like keeping yourself progressing. Because it's really interesting, especially when it comes to like weight loss. Weight loss tends to stagnate over time. You know, people can lose a lot of weight initially, and then you stagnate. And it's like, oh, what's going on? And I think with understanding your metrics with rowing, especially, can really help you kind of push the envelope, continue to get better, continue to see results. But I'm glad what's working for you now is working for you. So good stuff, Krista. Keep up the good work, and thanks for dropping by the comment. Whoopsies! Whoa, hit my mic. Blake says, thanks for creating all the content, great tips, and great energy. Your videos help me pick up rowing again. Much appreciated. Hey, Blake, thanks a lot for watching, man. That means a lot. I'm glad you like the videos. I do my best. For those that don't know, I'm really kind of a one-man show. I don't have a video editor. I don't have a social media manager or anything like that. I'm just kind of a just a late 26-year-old guy who likes to try to help people out with some fitness stuff. So I really, when I hear comments like that, like, it really truly means the world. So thank you very much. Eamon says, just out here waiting for the day we get more water training vlogs. I know, right? So Eamon, one of my goals is to get back on the water at some point, and maybe potentially film some workouts out on the water. I think it'd be really, really cool, just to get back out for a little bit, but they'll come back at some point. So keep holding your breath till then. Kevin says, what is your educational background? So I have my Bachelor's of Science in Exercise Biology. Got that from University of California, Davis. I graduated in 2016. I've been an American Council on Exercise certified personal trainer for the last 7 years now. And those are my main fitness education backgrounds. And then from there, just had the experiences that I've had. So, that and rowing, of course, for since 2012. So what's really helped me branch into rowing more is combining that exercise biology background with rowing to help really understand the biomechanics more. And then just like this deep passion to just like be energetic and help people achieve fitness goals. Like, it's all really culminated into a really nice experience. So I'm just very thankful for you guys, for my audience, and just to get a chance to do what I do. You know, this was 1990. I couldn't do what I'm doing now, even if this was 2000. So I'm just really happy to be where I am right now in this day and age, and I'm really looking forward to the future. And you guys will be the first to see VR rowing from me, for sure. I'm really excited to jump on the VR game once that becomes more mainstream. So, what is your everyday rower at home? Blake, I use the Hydro rower. That's my favorite, I'd say. I just really like the feeling of it, the sound of it. It's just a very well put together machine. It's really good to coach on because it's not extremely loud. It makes some funky noises here and there, but it's not an extremely loud machine, which is really good for coaching. So, and it's a comfortable machine. So, yes. Looking here at the Twitch chat real quick, just to answer a couple Twitch questions here. Lindsay dropping by says, wow, OTF, miss it so much. I know. Hopefully in March, though. Word on the street is March is when we might be starting to go into the open back process. So, Lindsay, hang in until there. Dan says, I don't see an issue with my eating as I'm a vegetarian and eat plenty of fruits and veggies, beans, and grains. Is it more, it is burning more, which I would need to do to reduce body fat. Not necessarily, Dan. If you don't incorporate a lot of strength training into your current routine, if you're not doing any sort of resistance training, that is definitely something to consider. But if I would really focus on pushing the weights at Orange Theory to help you increase your lean body mass, which will help boost your metabolism to reduce your body fat mass. So those things, and then yeah, just making sure you're not eating too much of the cheese and dairy, man. Those are really, really high calorie sources. So be on the lookout for that, and that should help you out. Austin or Computer Robot says, I think Austin would like to try out the Wii Fit Nintendo games. Oh, I actually really do. So Wii Fit, I did those back in the day, back in 2008. There's the new Wii Ring Fit or the Switch Ring Fit. I want to try that out sometime. That'll be fun. And Lindsay says, any advice on how to adjust rowing form after a change in body shape size? I've recently lost a good amount of weight and I learned how to row with my knees bowing out at the catch, but now I can actually reach past my belly. I'm worried it's going to be awkward. It is going to be a little awkward at first. I would encourage you, if you haven't, is make sure that your feet are, of course, sitting as low as you can, and just be mindful of kind of your foot angle and your thigh angle. So just very steadily start kind of turning in your feet more and making sure your thighs stay aligned with that. You might want to move to having your like arms on top of your knees for now and start with that. And over time, you'll be able to keep your knees. Oh my gosh, pardon me. Whoa! your legs in between your arms. That was a huge burp. I would say just take it slow, Linz. Take it slow. And once I can get you, once I can see your form in person, then we can really hammer away at it. So, Computer Robot says, what got you into athletics and made you decide to be a gym teacher instructor? My biggest influence for that was Tony Horton of P90X. A true inspiration just from a teenager, because I did one of his programs as a teenager, and to see a guy that was just so positive in this fitness experience, you know, really helped me realize, because before that, you know, we think of like exercise and fitness as like torture, right? It's torture. What are you going to torture us with today? But Tony Horton really just totally transformed that mindset of exercise isn't torture. Like, it's what gives you life, makes you feel empowered and awesome. And it's like, that is so true. And I feel like the world needs to hear that more. And so that's what really got me into it. And I was like, I had this stupid, like, back in 2013 when I was first starting to learn, get into schooling for personal training. I was like, I want to make a set of home workout DVDs. And then, you know, DVDs don't really exist anymore. My nose is itchy. Ugh. Home workout DVDs, which obviously don't exist anymore. So, but I got my app, which is kind of like the same thing. And so it's really cool to like just see these little dreams manifest. So that's what got me into it initially. So, Eamon says, I'm heading down to Austin to film the lightweights training for Olympic trials. Nice. Eamon, that is so cool. Anything specific I want to watch or see? Just some great shots. Just some great shots, you know. I'm always looking for great, just HD quality indicators, or like HD quality, just steady state rowing even. Not even like sprints are cool and stuff, but to give everyone that realization that rowing on a rowing machine is the same motion as rowing on a boat. It is. And when you can conceptualize things like when you row harder, when you pull harder on your handle, that's the same as your oars moving through water more, and that's what makes your splits faster, not your stroke rate. Like, it really helps to bridge that misunderstanding between like the rowing machine and actual rowing. So just some good footage of some great rowing. That's all I could ever ask for. So yeah, Krista says, thanks for the advice. I may tackle the screen soon. Learning curve and all, of course, Krista, totally get it. And I rely on eating whole food plant-based to manage my weight. Krista, hell yeah. That is so awesome. You're a big inspiration for me. That's so great to see. Keep up the good work. Remember, it takes time. Slow and steady, one day at a time. Plant strong, that's right. So Mike says, I found your videos because I am a 6'5" tall guy who realized that normal gym equipment aren't built for us. Yeah, big time, man, big time. And neither are the trainers that don't realize how to adjust for our height. So Mike, I was saying earlier that is one of the things that I'm going to be working on for my big projects and videos coming up. I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on tall person specific training because I think that niche still really needs to be filled. And it's something that I'm still really passionate about as well, because you're completely right. You're completely right. There's not a lot of knowledge around tall person training and how things need to be adapted physically, psychologically, all of that. Yeah, hold on, I'm dropping the link in the chat here for those that haven't checked it out yet. It's 30% off my ebooks for this stream only. So check out my website, drop the link there, 30% off. Sale ends after the stream ends. So, and we're going to be streaming here for about, wow, it's been over an hour already. But we're going to keep answering questions until there's no more questions, until we catch up. So if you got them, let me know, all right? Let's see here. So Mike, good to have another tall guy around here, man. Let's see here. Ray says, is tomorrow's row at 22 strokes per minute like day one? Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. It's 22. Same parameters as day one for the row 20. Coaching program day 20. Tammy says, I've never rowed before. I watch your videos daily. I'm currently on the waiting list to order Concept 2. Nice. Good call. Getting on that waiting list. You just said you prefer the Hydro out of the two. Which do you think is better? Tam, the Concept 2 is always a great choice. There's always, like, Concept 2 is never going to be a bad choice, is what I'm saying. The Hydro is twice as expensive, and it has a monthly subscription cost. It's hard to do you can't really do your own workouts on the Hydro. They're very much, you have to follow along with the workouts that are on the platform. So that's another drawback. But if you like the fitness class experience, like a Peloton-like experience, the coaches on the Hydro are really awesome. Like, they've got a huge variety, like a dozen coaches. They're all really good. It's a really cool platform. They've got training plans built in, so it gives a lot more guidance in that regard. But there's no reason why you can't be successful with the Concept 2, especially from a budget standpoint. Much more budget friendly, no subscription tied to it. You can take a Concept 2 anywhere. And there's lots of resources like my coaching programs, my apps, my books, things like that will get you exactly to where you need to go. So I'd say if you're on the Concept 2 waiting list, it's going to be a good buy for you. But if you want to spend the extra money and you like that fitness class experience more, then the hydro really is awesome. So something to think about. Hope that helps. Mike says, my question is, any advice for machines versus free weights? What's the biggest mistake tall people do at the gym that hurt themselves? Mike, you got to be really careful with machines, man. Some machines just don't work for tall guys. I'm actually going to try to do a video on that, like which machines to avoid as a tall guy, because certain ones, like shoulder press machines, because tall guys have wider shoulders, like some of those machines you really want to avoid. And so free weights are going to be your best bet for sure, especially for building total body overall, like bang for your buck strength. Machines tend to pose more risks than benefits for tall guys. So I would say stick to your free weights. Be careful when you're doing chest press. As far as your grip angle goes, make sure that you're stacking your forearms and your wrists like nice and vertically. Those are like the couple tips that really come to mind right now. So M says, Adam says, got to sign off, put the kids to bed. Hey, thanks for coming by, Adam. Take care, man. Appreciate you. What is your best tip for increasing power on the Concept 2? It's a really, really good question. As far as increasing power goes, you want to make sure that you've really checked things out from a technique standpoint. Are you maximizing everything as far as, are you bending your legs past 90 degrees? If you are, that's holding you back. Think about how you jump. If you're going to jump as high as you can, do you squat all the way down, or do you bend your legs a little bit and jump back up? That's an important thing to keep in mind. You want to try to shorten your leg compression, keep your heels planted. Your arms should be high and extended out. And you should be taking that stroke rate as high as you can. That's what's going to give you max power when you're rowing. Now, if you're talking about building power over time, like improvements to your rows and efforts and things like that, you're going to focus more on the sprint style rows. So you want to be focusing on intervals of short time, minute or less usually. Short rows like 500, 400, 300 meters with nice big rest breaks in between, practicing these sprint form fundamentals. I have quite a few videos on it, so check those out. Hope that helps. Eamon says 4K should be HD enough, I think. Yeah, that's plenty HD. I'm producing a documentary about the lightweights trying to make it to the Olympics. Eamon, I can't wait to check it out, man. Let me know once it's all done. I'd be happy to promote it too. Would love to check that out. Cool One says, hi, Austin. The 500-meter record video, Phil really never takes his heels off the footrest. Exactly. Yep. Am I going too far if my heels rise with each stroke? Yeah. So Cool One, you are. For a sprint like that, you are. For a 2,000-meter row, no. For a 2,000-meter row, you want to be working way more towards that knees over ankles compression where your heels lift up. Remember, Phil, who rode that 500-meter, 6'9", 270, huge, big guy, rowing at stroke rate 55 plus. It's a quick bend of the legs. Again, think about if you were going to try to jump as high as you can for 10 jumps in a row. How would you do it? You'd bend your legs a little bit, jump, bend, jump, bend, jump, bend, jump, bend, jump. You wouldn't be loading all the way down. So you're probably going too far. It's a very common mistake that's made. Hope that helps you out, Cool One. Alistair says, any plans for more bodyweight workout videos or an ebook? So Alistair, yeah, actually that's my next ebook that I'm writing right now. It's called Strength and Strokes. It's a combination rowing and bodyweight training program to help people get stronger, lose body fat, but also increase lean muscle mass, lean body mass through rowing, through bodyweight training. So that's going to be out here in a couple months, hopefully. So I'm working on it very hard each day and excited to get that out there. So Kevin says, what are your opinions on City Row? I have not tried it. I don't know. Seems like another, just from an outside perspective, it doesn't look like they're offering anything that's any different or better than all the other, kind of follow along stuff that's out there. Again, that's why I made my Just Row app, because it's different. It's actually progressive rather than just being a bunch of workouts. So I don't know though. I haven't tried it out City Row yet, so I don't know. But I'm sure their stuff is okay. I don't know. I'll hopefully get a chance to try it sometime. Charles says, what is a good time for the 200-meter row? Charles, it all depends, man. Depends on how tall you are. Depends on how old you are. Depends on how much you weigh. What's like, I don't know, if I told great 106-year-old great-great-grandma, she probably needs to take a whole minute to row a 200. And that would be a good time for grandma, right? It's all relative, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have a specific for you. Go look up the world records for 200 meters and see how close you can get to those world records. That's what I usually tell people. Cool One says, thank you very much. You're so welcome, Cool One. No problem. Thanks for the question. Kalani says, when are you going to coach hydro classes? That's super funny you say that, Kalani, because I was actually invited to be a coach for hydro before they were actually the company Hydro. I was reached out by the owner and creator of Hydro back in 2017, late 2017, I think. So he's like, hey, I'm creating this online platform with this new rowing machine. I want you to be a coach for it. And at the time, I had just bought a house, and I was engaged at the time, not anymore. And I was like, I have this life starting, and I turned it down. But I'm glad things have worked out the way they have. Let's just say that. Like, I'm very happy with where I am now. I doubt I'll ever be able to coach a hydro class because I'm not employed by them. And I've got my own stuff going on too. So if you want coaching stuff from me, go check out my app, Just Row. Charles says, fair enough. I did mine in 31 seconds. I'm 4:43 and 6'3". Nice, man. That's great. Was that on water rower or was that on concept 2, Charles? Because that makes a big difference as well. But good stuff, man. Alistair, thanks for all the good info. Cheers from Canada. Thank you for the donation, man. Really, really appreciate that. That means a lot. Seriously, that support truly means a lot. So thank you very much. Okay, you guys. Looks like we have made it here. Looks like we've got Kate. Kate from row 20. Hey, what's up, Kate? The Ring Fit Adventure for Switch is super fun. It has bosses and everything. Yeah, I've been really wanting to check it out, so I will totally check that out. Yes, I will. I have to. I have a Switch. It's sitting right here on my desktop, too. I play Super Smash Brothers every weekend with my bros. So, Dancy, Austin, I always want to row on the water, so I joined a group and had the worst experience of my life. When I ended up upside down, feet locked in the Hudson River on Memorial Day, I quit. I wanted to try it again, but I have a fear of being upside down again. It was a nightmare. Oh, Dan, I'm sorry, man. That's very scary. But I want you to think, Dan, how much more experience you have now. It sounds like you were kind of just thrown into it, which is not a good way for anyone to learn, especially when it comes to rowing. I'm sorry that was such a scarring experience for you. My best advice, I think, would be to see if you can find either another club or another trainer or another coach or another maybe a different kind of program that they have, maybe more of an intro to rowing program that might ease you into that a little bit more. That would be my advice to you. So Charles says, water row at Orange Theory. Okay, nice job, man. That's great. My record on that is 24 seconds, I believe. 24.5? No, wait, it's 26 flat is my best. 26 flat, which is a 102 split, I believe. 102 split, I think. Yeah. And again, that's good for me, right? We're all different. Quick says, I'm 60 years old and work out twice a day, constant 20 minutes each session, 7 days a week. Is that too much? Craig, I don't know, man. What are your goals? That's the most important thing to ask yourself. Are you trying to lose weight? Are you just trying to keep up your cardio? Twice a day, so you're doing 40 minutes of rowing 7 days a week. If you're doing that much rowing, my guess is your intensity for it is pretty low, which at least you're being active. So that could be, I mean, it all depends on how your body feels. If you feel like you can handle that, then sure, you can go for that. That is a lot of working out. That is a lot of rowing, though, for sure. Remember, Craig, it's all relative to your goals. Remember, for weight loss, rowing is important, but you can't row off all of your calories. It's important that you need to control your dietary intake as well. So something to think about. Looks like we got Zeke here. What's up, Zeke? Coach Zeke, good to see you, man. Hey, congrats on all of your progress. Zeke has lost a ton of weight over these past few months, really inspiring the masses moving into 2021. So it's good to hear from you, Coach. Thanks for being here, man. Cool One says, Dear Austin, if I'm opening up my hips to 11 o'clock position as I'm pushing with the legs, that's wrong, right? Should I have done at the push and then snap open at the hips? Cool One, you are 100% right in your latter statement. The power from our hip swing and rowing comes from after pushing the legs. If we are leaning back as you're pushing your legs, you're essentially canceling out the power from your hip swing because it's meshing in with your leg drive. If you can push your legs into the swing, that's where peak power is created. And if you go watch any professional rower row on the machine, you'll see that's exactly what they do. And that is one of the most challenging things to do on the rower is hold that body angle forward. So Coach says, what time should I aim for on the 200-meter benchmark on Concept 2? So, Coach Zeke, I know you're a big dude. You're sitting around what is it, 240 to now? 240, something like that? 240, 250? I can't remember exactly. And, you know, you've got a lot of strength behind your strokes. I've seen you bench a lot of weight. I've seen you squat a lot of weight. In that case, you know, 200 meters is a pure strength row. There's no reason why you can't hit, I would say, a 105 split or faster for 200 meters. I don't know what exactly that equates to as far as raw seconds goes, but I think you can at least get a 105 split for sure. So go for it, man. Go for it. Charles says, hold up, or keep up the good work. I know I really appreciate your daily tips on Instagram. They have helped me out on a lot of things. Good, Charles. I'm so glad, man. I'm happy that you enjoy the tips, and I'm happy to put those out there. So thank you very much. Zeke says 235. Okay, yeah. So, Coach, I would say go for 105 split. Go for it, man. I mean, it's just one of those things that's so short. There's not even really a game plan for it. You have to go as hard as you can every stroke until it's done. That's how fast you should go. You know what I mean? Cool one says, okay, thanks again, Austin. Maybe I should consider your row 20 because you look like my videos. Over the 20 days. I think. Thanks. You know, cool one. It's such an amazing 20-day experience. Would love to work with you personally to help you with your rowing. I think you'd really, really enjoy it. So check it out if you're interested for sure. Would love to have you. Asrelius99 says, I got the Sunny Rower off of Amazon after watching your video about a month ago. It's been amazing so far. Okay, I'm glad it's been good for you. That's great. You know, that Sunny Magnetic Rower really has a certain spot for certain people and certain fitness goals. It really does. You know, some people want the simplicity of something like the Sunny Magnetic Rower, and I'm glad it works for you. Oh, the Sunny Water Rower, not the Magnetic Rower, the Sunny Water Rower. I'm glad you like it. That's great to hear. I'm sorry, I messed up. Yeah. Cool. All right, everyone. Looks like we really made it here to the end of the comments section here. Dan says, good night. Enjoyed your row 20 and looking forward to the next one. Thanks a lot, Dan. Really appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your night. Okay, guys, we caught up. This is it. So we're about an hour 15 or so. I think we're going to call it. My throat is scratchy. I am all out of liquids. And it's been really, really nice to chat with you guys. The plan, before you guys all leave, the plan here is to be streaming every Friday afternoon. So be on the lookout for every Friday afternoon. I'll also drop a sale for my ebooks each time we stream as well. I'm going to link that down one more time here. If you are interested, check out the shop, 30% off the ebooks. Once the stream ends here, and I'll give about 5 minutes or so, I'm going to take off the sale. So if you're interested, go check that out now. So thank you guys so much. I'll answer one more quick one. Kevin says, what program would you recommend for a 54-year-old? I own a water rower. Kev, join my Row 20 coaching program. You'll love it. We're kicking off February 1st for the next 20 days. Go sign up on my website, trainingtall.net. You won't regret it, I promise. All right, guys. Thanks for showing up today. Great to talk with you all live. Hopefully see you next Friday as well.